Good morning, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and we're going to get started here in just a minute. Could you let me know, can you see my screen and can you hear me talking? If you could put it in the chat panel, that would help. Okay, it looks like I see something here. Yes, okay, thanks, Stasia. So let me ask, I know this is our Get Started class, and I thought I'd do something a little bit different, which is if any of you on the call have just started with us, meaning you're a new client, and you want me to kind of go through your account to help set up, let me know your name, please. Thanks, Laura. Let's see here. If not, we'll go through the normal stuff here. Let's go here. Do that. And let me ask, since this is our Get Started class, how many people here, how long have you been with us? Like, you've been with us a couple weeks, been with us with a couple months, a couple years, been a client for a while, haven't used this yeah, okay. So Julie, you're new, right? Okay, and Stasia, and Deanna's new. Well, this is our Get Started class, and I'm gonna kind of tell you what I think you need to be doing. Thanks, Cindy, 8 months. So I'm going to log into Julie's account, if you don't mind, because you said you haven't really done anything, right? So let's go look at that. And before we get into that, I want everybody to know kind of what we do, because I know a lot of people sign up and they don't quite know why, and then they forget that they signed up and they just sort of disappear, and you don't really know what's going on and why you should be using us. We're basically, obviously, a real estate advertising platform. We have a strong focus on social media. We capture leads on social media, a lot of leads. And we also have a whole listing toolkit. So if you need more listings, we got you covered. If you need to market listings, we got you covered. You got an open house, we got a whole stack of tools to help you there. And we've also got this one-click Facebook ad generator, which gets ads on Facebook and Instagram. And we get a lot of cheap leads, inexpensive leads. And so we're going to want to talk about all kinds of things there, right? So let me log in. I'm going to kind of pause this for a second. So I'm not sure what you're going to see over there. But I'm going to, Julie, I'm going to log in as you, if you don't mind. And then I'm going to show you guys how you need to set up an account. Once you set it up, a lot of automation occurs. And a lot of great things happen for you. And I find that a lot of agents don't even do the basic setup, right? And so to get the value out of this, there's two things. You want to set it up properly, and it's not super difficult, so we're going to get into that. And then also we want to use it. I know it kind of sounds silly, but that's kind of my secret tip is if you use our tools, they work. I'm going to show you something. I was just in our mastermind group. I have to show you because I think I got us on pause. So give me just a minute and I will get us out of pause, and we'll go look at it. But we've got clients running, ads all over the country using our tools, all over the country in Canada. And I think for many realtors, like, getting one tool going would be sort of like, yeah, I'm not showing the screen yet, guys, so just give me a second, okay? I'm almost there. Okay, so Julie, and it's good because Julie, we just want to make sure and tackle, setting up properly, and I can see she hasn't done a whole lot there, so we'll get that going in just a second. Give me a second, guys. We're almost there. Yeah. Close. Yeah, no problem. Okay. So let me turn on the screen again. So now we're logged into Julie's account, and Julie's on the call with us. So, I think a lot of you will want to kind of follow along because this is kind of like a brand new account. She hasn't set it up. You'll notice that we've got an open house challenge, which we're actually, I think Scott's doing a call once a week. And we're kind of guaranteeing we're going to get you 30 leads with phone numbers. And I think also we're pretty confident we can get you more listings. If you got an open house, it's a great way to get more listings. I bet you think it's a great way to get more buyers, and definitely you do get buyers. But we can also get listings for that. And we're going to talk about all that. So I want to talk to you right now about how to set things up. And I am going to say this call is being recorded, and it's going to be in our mastermind group, and you'll want to check that out, okay? If this goes too fast for you, right? So let's start with the profile, because there's some important stuff on the profile that you absolutely need to get involved with. This little pop-up is a walkthrough. It doesn't quite, it's not necessary. Now, here, just so you know, it feels like, Julie, you're in 2 MLSs, and it looks like we've got you set up properly. This MLS details is how we pull your listings in automatically. So there's an email, there's a unique identifier for you. You want that down there. Obviously, you want your time zone straight, you want your company name straight. If you want to use a team name, you could put it here and check this box, and that would be your team name. But Julie's a typical realtor, wants to use her own name. That makes sense. I do want to talk about preferences here, because if you've got reviews on Zillow, Julie, do you have reviews on Zillow? If she did, she could check this box, and we would start auto-populating her reviews on many of our tools so that people can see, okay, so you've got Google reviews. Google doesn't have an API, so we won't be able to do that. But we're actually working on some things to make it manual, so that you can use. There's so many platforms now to capture reviews. We're going to be adding that to the system soon. This tab here that says social media links, we're going to have tools created for you, many different tools, and there'll be these like icons, like follow me on Facebook or follow me on LinkedIn or whatever. That's where you add these links here, right? So you go copy those up from the website and you pop them in right here. And then if you want, you can change your signature. I think everybody's going to want to do that. You can put your logo up there, and then you can kind of change the color scheme here if you want. That gray bar across this flyer is being chosen right here. So you can kind of do those things there when you're setting up your account. A bigger deal is auto posting right here. And it looks like Julie set this up. Now, you're connected in LinkedIn, you're connected on Facebook, and you want to make sure your business page shows there. You can also connect on Instagram and Twitter. Even if you don't have a big following, the way that we put hashtags in, it's going to help a lot of people see your posts. And so to explain what that is, there's a tab over here that says listings on the left-hand side. And you see these hashtags that say like real estate and realtor and house hunting. These are kind of big deals on social media. So this gets dynamically put on every post. So this box that says status and city and description, those are going to be dynamically changed. Her name will be there as well. And this is what's going to accompany all of your listings on social media, okay? So you want to make sure and set up social media auto posting. Make sure you got your listings set up like this. And then there's CRM integration. Now, for some reason, oh, there's two email addresses, and one says Julie, and one says Vieira at Home Team at Gmail. Julie is, my guess is there should not be a space between Vieira and Home Team. Does that sound right to you? That should be one word at Gmail. Yeah, so I'm going to take that out because that means emails are going nowhere. And so this is what you do. Julie, what CRM do you have? This is what you do. Now, I don't know if you can see that we've got APIs for Boomtown, Follow Up Boss, Jar Jar, Real Geeks, Wise Agent, Top Producer. That's like software, so it makes it a little more robust. But a lot of CRMs exist that we don't have APIs for. And in that case, they usually give you a unique email address that you can send leads to, and then they'll sort of drop them in and turn on your drip campaign, right? And so that's what these email addresses are. I'm hoping that these are those, Julie. They might not be. I actually don't, because Vieira Home Team, yeah, is like your email address. Your CRM, you can email them or call them and say, hey, is there like an email parser? Is there an email address where if I send leads to it, you're going to drop it in my system? And so if that's the wrong thing here, I'm going to take it out. Are you okay with that, Julie? I'm going to take these out right now, so we're just not making problems for you. Okay, so then we can go to auto posting and or account. We kind of went through that. We talked about Zillow, and then CRM integration. And then let's go over to listings real quick. And I want to show you something on listings. Okay. Now, Julie, you don't have any active listings right now. Is that the story? Normally we have this. Okay. Normally we have this web address or this address, which is the White House here in the U.S. And we put that there so that you can sort of see the tools. Okay. But I also want to click on, well, let's show you this tool right here. I'm going to click on market listings. And these are a lot of the tools that we have. And we've really ranked them at the top in terms of what's most important. You know, Facebook ads are super important. Social media posts, very important. Share on your social media wall. If you want referrals and listings, that's a great tool. The e-flyer for your seller, that's okay, it's good, not as good as the social media one. Near My Homeowner letter is the top tool. This is our top tool for getting listing leads that turn into listing contracts. Okay, so if you like more listings, you want to make sure you're using that tool. E-flyer for your database, it's for your CRM. You can copy and paste this, and this is really kind of useful because it says, hey, we got a home for sale, and that's going to affect your home value. So the same flyer, when you market a listing, was going to help you get seller leads too. Okay. You can use an office listing, definitely. If you have the zip code and MLS ID, you can put it in the chat panel. I'll pull it in for you right now. I'll show you how to pull it in. But one thing that I want to check here is a single property website. Now, we make two. We make a luxury version and we make a lead gen version. And I want to talk about the lead gen version because there's something involved in setup that you should know about. And this, it's about to populate here. This is a single property website, okay? And I showed you the colors earlier. She had that gray bar in the appearance. She put her logo. Free home values is a link that points to our landing page that we automatically created for Julie. And I would recommend, you'll find this landing page in your landing page section. I'll show you where. I recommend that you change this photo to something that looks kind of like your area, right? Now there's a link here that says search all homes for sale. And this is good. She's got this working because it's going to Vieira Home Team, right? And that's Julie's page, part of this team. I'm going to copy this, and let me ask you a question Oh, you're in Satellite? You're in Satellite Beach? I was down there a couple of years ago. Cool. So and where is that home? What town is that home in, Julie? So while I'm waiting for that answer, I'm gonna, and Julie, let me ask, do you want more listings in Malabar? There is something, okay, what's your number one town where you want more listings? Number two, Vieira West, and give me two towns. So while I'm asking questions, this section is called lead links, okay? And lead links are on the sides of the tools, right? Right here on the side, that free home value and search all homes is a lead link. So I recommend that you create lead links to your own website like this, Vieira Homes for sale. Vieira West Homes for sale. And you check the box. Now, are there any other towns, Julie, where you want that, where you want those kinds of, where you want listings, right? Where you want to do business? And usually a couple, like 2 or 3 towns, everybody's sort of working in 2 or 3 towns. Let's see if she puts another one. If not, we'll just sort of move on. Yeah, okay, Suntree and Satellite Beach. So let's say Suntree. Yeah, I'm just gonna have these two, Suntree Homes, but you can see how I'm adding them, right? For sale. And add this, check the box, save. You can actually do multiple ones at once, but I'm just sort of a little low brain right now. Satellite Beach Homes, and check that. I think that's how you spell that. Save and search all homes. Vieira. So these are the links. So that's saved, and this is why it's important, guys. If we go back here to this property and we refresh this, it has these links, okay? And that's because we check those boxes, and these become default for her whole account, all right? And now if somebody looks at your home, and you guys got to kind of know this, if somebody looks at your home as a virtual tour, as a single property website, or even a flyer, they're going to scan it, and they're scanning all kinds of homes. They don't all want to buy your home, right? I mean, it's just human nature. There's something about it. Some people want it, but most people are just blasting by, right? So if you've got a link like this that says, hey, Suntree Homes for sale or Vieira West, they can click on that. And then they're going to land on your site. And ideally, your site is good enough to capture a lead. And when I mean good enough to capture a lead, what I really mean is, can I look at properties, and after 3 to 5 properties, your website forces me to register? If that happens, that's a great website. And I would definitely take the time to set up those lead links and check those boxes so that they become the default tools, side links on all your tools, okay? So that's kind of it there. Now, the other part of setup is the ads. You go to the ad section. And Julie actually connected her ads. And I'm going to tell you something that you guys all want to do, okay? When you get here the first time, it has a page, it has a button that says connect to Facebook. And she did that, okay? And that's great. But one thing, Julie, that you didn't do is you didn't click custom audience terms. If I click it, it's not going to be right. Let's see, I might actually get some grief here. Yeah, it says not available. Now, and that's because it's connected to her account, but my computer is connected to my account. So let me tell you what you got to do. And all of you have to do this. You have to connect your account. Then it's going to give you this yellow box and it says custom audience terms. Click that, and that will take you to this long page on Facebook of a bunch of terms. At the top, it says accept. and I want you to accept that and then close that page and then refresh this. This is all going to sound confusing, but refresh this, and that message that says custom audience terms will turn into turn on retargeting. Okay, I cannot do that for you, Julie, because I'm not logged into your Facebook, and this account is tied to your Facebook account, so I can't do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to click custom audience terms right here, and you're all going to do this. You're going to then see a page that says all these long words, from Facebook. At the top it says accept, and once you accept it, you can close that page, come back here, refresh this, and this custom audience will then say turn on retargeting, and you will turn on retargeting, and I will tell you later what retargeting is. Okay, but while we were talking here, Julie gave me the numbers to a property that she wants to pull in. And all of you can do this. If you don't have your own listings, you might want to borrow a listing from somebody in your office. So how you do that is on the listings page, you go to add listing. Now you can manually add a listing if you want. A lot of people like to put in coming soon listings. You might have a pocket listing. Whatever you want, you can manually add, right? But I'm going to do grab active listing because she has asked somebody that she can use this property to go out and market. So you type in the zip code, like I am doing here, and you put the MLS ID, which I am doing here. And since it's not our listing, we're going to deselect this, because normally we're going to create a YouTube video for you. And when we do that, that sort of stays there for a long time, and that might not make the listing agent happy, and that might not make the homeowner happy. So we just don't do that. But we do create a bunch of other tools, and as you can see, it's importing right now with the photographs. So this is great, and you can always borrow a listing and do just what I'm doing right here. When you pull in a listing, whether it comes in from a data feed or whether it has, or you're pulling it in like this, grabbing, it's going to replace the White House listing right there. Now, if you have your own listings, everybody, and they're not auto-populating to your account, just go over to the support page and just say, hey, I have active listing. Here is my address. And once you please put that in. And once we've done that, we're going to see the codes, and we're going to pop these codes in so that all your listings are going to automatically flow in. Okay. We're almost done here. It's got to pick up like 10 more photos, and then I'll show you how to market listings and how to run ads and all the other tools that you want to be focused on. Now, I do want to say this, while that's importing, I want to make sure you're all in the mastermind group. Is there a way, are you all in the mastermind group? And if you're not, go into your support page and listings to leads right down here at the bottom left, click that and say, hey, please add me to the mastermind group. You have to be a client. This is a private group, which means you can't see this group on Facebook until you're in the group, right? It's like Fight Club, you can't talk about it, but it's right there. And it's really a very helpful place. Is there a way to do a search for an area with SFH with pools? No, Julie, no. We're not really an IDX for ourselves. We're just, it's not going to do that. You might want to go do a search in your MLS and find those, and then borrow those listings and pull them in. Okay. So that's the mastermind group. This has been uploaded, and I'm going to refresh this because that green message just tells me it's in there. And so when we refresh it, here is this property, right? And now we can talk about how you market a property. Let's click on one thing here. I want to talk about one thing first right away, and that is the lead capture. It's one last thing about setup. So now this is her property, and all the leads that she captures are going to go directly to her, even though she has followed this, right? Or I mean, even though she borrowed this listing, it's still designed to capture leads for Julie, all right? And what I want to make sure everybody sort of understands is this page is popping up, and in order for people to get information about this, they've got to click that button, continue to Facebook. And when they do, they're going to, Julie's going to get the name and email. So I'm not going to click on it so that she doesn't start harassing me to buy her home. Now, there's also another thing. I know, I'm just kidding here about harassing. You can also do it this way, where you are, where you can present it in this format, where it requires a phone number. And that's really the thing I want to stress to you right now. We don't have a paid service to set this up. That's why you're on this call. You can watch this video as many times as you want and set it up. That's we're just now, we're about 30 minutes. I've gone slow because I'm trying to teach all of you. Doesn't take long to set it up. What I want to talk about here is that the default settings for your listing are to require a phone number. And I don't recommend that at all. So when you go to your listings page, you will see a section here that says settings. And that phone required is right there. And I recommend you turn that off. Because if you ask somebody to fill in their phone number, they pretty much leave your page. Your lead gen drops down like 95 to 99%, sometimes even 100%. Okay, so go into settings on the listings page and turn that off. It's going to wait for 10 seconds. You can make it longer if you want, or shorter. But let's go back to listings now. And we've got the setting right. So let's click market listings. And remember, I showed you this earlier, and I said you got to use the top tools that are on this list, all right? And number one thing that Julie should do is create an ad. Now, I could do that, but I don't want to create the ad for Julie because she may want to do this. But let me tell you a couple of things that you can do. It auto-populates a city. It gets a 15-mile radius by default. You can expand that radius to 30 or 50 miles if you want. We put a lifetime budget, which means they're going to drop the money, $35 on this ad for 7 days. Okay, so that's how you create an ad. I mean, it's pretty much choose your listing and click create an ad. All right, and I would recommend that Julie does this, because for $35, she's going to get a lot of leads. And to talk about that, I want to talk about the mastermind group. Actually, it's not in the mastermind group. One of our clients, who's a friend of mine on Facebook, let me see if I can find it real quick. He just showed, and it was just awesome. Let's see. I think his name is William. Give me a second. William. He just put this on. He didn't put it in our mastermind group, which I wish he. Is it Grader? Yeah. Willie Grader, right here. So Willie runs a lot of ads, and he came out this morning and said, "Look at this. This is the game he's playing. Lowest cost per lead, and this is the cost per lead. 85 cents a lead for 118 leads. $1.75 a lead for a bunch of leads, right? 172 leads. $1.67. You can see that's what's going on. So, you know, I say on average, it looks like it's about $1.25 a lead. These are happening, I think, out in the East Coast. It's not always the same what the price per lead is. Sometimes it's cheaper. As you saw, it was like 87 cents. Sometimes it's more expensive. If you live in Manhattan, it's going to be a lot more expensive. It's just, that's how Facebook is. So how do we reach potential folks with no phone number? That's a great question. And actually, You do that by running ads here. So before I run the ad, or before I show you how to run the ad, I want to show you something here in advanced options. This home is for sale. And when you click advanced options, you should click create new form, and you can add questions like how many bed and bath do you want? What's your desired price range? What's your time frame to buy? I don't recommend adding all of these. You'll find that in online lead capture, more questions scares people and they leave. Okay? So don't add a lot, but you might want to add one. But if you're running an ad on a sold property, or if you're running one of our tools for sellers, you want to add this question: what's your time frame to sell? Right? And then we give them a drop down, 1 to 3 months, and 3 to 6 months, and more than 6 months. But this is for buyers, so we definitely don't want to ask that question. But then you choose the question you want and you click create form, and that's going to pop up. So let me answer that question that Julie just asked. How do we get leads with phone numbers? You do that by running an ad right here. And as I click create new form, I should have shown you, this is the form that is being auto-populated by Facebook. It's got their full name, email, and phone number. The difference from using this than asking for it right here is if you force a phone number right here, they will leave. When you auto-populate a phone number right here from Facebook, they give it to you, right? Because they want the information. They didn't have to type it in. They're comfortable with Facebook, and they give you that information in order to get it. Well, and we've had this for about a year now, and I can tell you we've heard about 75% of these phone numbers are correct. You need your own email and active phone number on your Facebook profile just to get your account so you don't get locked out, right? So that's why that works. Do you understand, everybody, what I'm saying? And you specifically, Julie, since you're asking the question, do you understand? Yeah. And can you repeat again about the phone number? What I've been talking about earlier here is if you require a phone number on a tool like this is a single property website. And there are tools, the virtual tour has a pop-up like that. If you require a phone number in our system, you're asking people to hand type it in. When you ask for that, you pretty much shoot your lead gen in the foot. So if you want leads with phone numbers, run the ad with Facebook. It always comes with phone numbers. You run it right here. It's the #1 thing to do when market a listing. When do you use a single property website? Whenever you want. If you want something that's colorful that you want to share to talk about a listing, share it on social media. We sometimes auto post your single property websites. When your homes are sold, we will auto post them for you. When they're pending, we'll auto post those because they're good at capturing listing leads. But again, if you require a phone number, you're going to lose. You're not going to win. You only want to get phone numbers from Facebook ads. Exactly. That is correct. And that's why I said you want to market. You want to change the settings on your listings page. Where do we turn off the phone number? Right over here. So if we go back to listings and we go to settings, we turn off, make the phone field required. That's what we've done. And I've done it for Julie, so she's kind of good. If she starts running ads, those ads are going to come with pre-populated phone numbers, so she's good. Okay. So these leads you'll get only with email, but you'll actually get some leads, and that's the issue. So let's go back to listings, and let's go talk about the rest of the things we got to do. So I've showed you how to run the ad. It's really fast and easy. It's the first thing we drop you, right? Then there's this thing that says social media posts. And you'll notice that it says scheduled to auto post pretty soon, right? In about 10 minutes. So that's going to go up there. Let's see if I can, let's see what happens when I click this. Yeah, you see this? This is kind of, you see this language? This is what's going to auto post. So we're doing this automatically. She doesn't have to do her own post. There's a different thing from a post and an ad. Yeah, you can do, when you change the property to sold, we're gonna auto post that too. You should run a Facebook ad. When we run a Facebook ad on a sold property, you're going to get listing leads, not get buyer leads. And like I showed you, to add those extra questions, yes, Julie, you can do office sold properties. And I definitely recommend, hold that thought, because I'm going to show you again the #1 tool for getting sold properties, for getting more listings. Now, you can't grab a sold listing because it's not visible to be grabbed anymore. Okay, so you will have to manually create that. But that's what it's going to look like. That's the auto post. And I want to say, auto posting is cool. It's cool from a listing presentation standpoint. But one thing that you should know is how many people follow your business page, right? Julie, do you know? Can you go over to Facebook and see? I'm going to see if I can figure it out real quickly. So her business page is Julie Sells Homes. You got 400 to 500 people. That's a lot of people. That's good. That's good. Let me tell you something about the reach on. Are you in Florida? What state are you in, Julie? Sorry. Yeah, Florida. That's right. Yeah, Florida. So let's see if we can find your page real quickly. Yeah. So she has 500 people. Let's just say 500 people following this page. Okay. And that might sound awesome. That might sound like when we auto post this to her business page, that 500 people are going to see it. But that's not the case. And that's because Facebook is a publicly traded company, and their goal is to make money, right? Now they can make money when Julie comes to her page, she can boost and they make money that way. Or she could go over to our ads section and run an ad, and then they get that money too, right? So, and what I'm getting at is, while she has 500 people following this page, only 5% of these people will see anything she puts on here. Okay, and that's a big topic, because there are a lot of companies, there are a lot of people, a lot of realtors who like to pay companies to put automatically stuff on their page. And I've seen agents with 100 people following their page pay $50 a month to get content auto posted to their page. Let me explain to you what that means. She is paying, or not you, but somebody is paying, I saw an agent do it, $50 a month for 5 people to see her content, right? Because only 5% see whatever you put here, even if you hand type it, because Facebook wants your money. They're not giving this away. You put stuff here, they don't care. It's when you get money, when you put money in, that they are, they're happy, and then you get reach, right? When I do this here, and I was showing you, let me go back here. If you got 100 people, so Julie has 500 people, right? That means that when something is put on her page, 25 people are going to see it, okay? I want to point this out. I don't know if you can see this number here. It says 7,500 people reached. That means 7,500 people saw this ad. They have $100 on it, so that's why, right? That's a paid ad. A post works the same way. I don't recommend doing a post, boosting a post, because boosting a post works in some times and it doesn't work in other times. And rather than you having to know when the right time to boost is, just know that if you're in real estate, run the ad in listings to leads. Okay, this had 13,000 people see this. They're spending $200-300 on this. That is real advertising. right? Now, I'm not saying you want to go spending $300 on your property, but these guys want these properties sold, and they've got $1.67 a lead. They got 118 leads, and 8,000 people, 8,600 people saw this. So that's the power of Facebook advertising. There's a lot of power to it, and it's fantastic if you want buyer leads. Okay. So that's how you run the ad. The social media post, it's doing automatically. This is a tool right here, the seller social media, we email to the agent automatically. So Julie, you actually have this in yours, but since you borrow this listing, you should not use this because it's saying that you are the realtor, right? So you don't want to use this. We just emailed to you, you should ignore it. But what you should do is copy the code that we've given you, forward it to your client, and then it looks like this. So your client, you see it says seller's Facebook page. This ad, if this was Julie's listing, would say, hey, our home is for sale, and Julie at HomeSmart is marketing our home. When the home is sold, it's going to say, hey, our home is sold, and we want to recommend Julie at HomeSmart, and it's going to have her phone number and email sitting right in the post. So it's like a pre-written testimonial with her name and phone number for all of your clients, friends and family and colleagues on Facebook to see. This is a really powerful tool. It's not an ad, which means it stays there forever. And the reason you want your name in front of your friends and family and colleagues of your clients is that those are the people that you're going to be getting referrals from. And I know all of you like to buy some really fancy, shiny cutlery and give it to your clients and say, hey, yeah, don't ever forget me. And that's cool. But Scott and I, we focus on getting leads off the internet, and this gets our clients listing leads long after they sold homes, months after. So I definitely recommend you use that. Now, speaking of listings, the nearby homeowner letter, you can use this letter, Julie, even though it's not your listing. So let's look at it. You download it and you figure out how to get it in your market. We're actually working right now to see if we can set up a partner to mail it for you, so you can just say, I want to send it to 50 homes or 100 homes or 200 homes around this zip code. But right now, you'll have to download this and mail it yourself. So it says, hey, this home is for sale. Take this physical piece of paper to your own computer and go find out about it there. Now, obviously, they're going to become a buyer lead with it. But then it says, when this home is sold, it's going to affect your home value. So if you go here, and by the way, I would go change this background picture so it looks a little like Florida. Now you're going to get a listing lead, okay? And a lot of people think, a lot of realtors think, if I take a landing page like this and I go run an ad on Facebook, that's the best way to get leads. And had we been talking 4 or 5 years ago, I would be telling you that. But we're in real time now, and that strategy is fairly blown out. And Facebook has changed their website so much that those leads are not good leads. So I don't really recommend it. If you want listings, I recommend you use a paper like this. This doesn't get 50 or 100 leads like you would get from Facebook. It gets often 5 or 10. But these leads convert the fastest into business. It's called the Nearby Homeowner Letter. Every Door Direct will mail that for you, I guess. Is that what you're saying, Julie? It's always nice, and let me show you something. Yeah. Let me show you our mastermind group, and let us not forget, I'm telling you to get in the mastermind group. And if you want to use that letter, I recommend that you write down these 3 names and use this magnifying glass and go learn what they've been doing. Chris Winstead. I'm going to show you what Chris. So I don't know what every Door Direct does, but let me show you what this guy did. This guy moved, Chris, last summer moved to San Antonio, Texas. He's married and has kids, and they wanted to move to his wife's family's town, right? That makes sense. But he's a realtor and has no name recognition in San Antonio. So what's he do? He makes this video. He starts borrowing listings from his new office, and he starts mailing them out to everybody in his neighborhood. He lived in a nice neighborhood, so he mails them out every 2 weeks. This letter on a borrowed listing every 2 weeks to people that own their homes for 5 years or more, right? People with equity. Once they opted in on the home value link, he consistently contacts them every week with phone calls, bomb letters, letters via email, and letters left at the door, right? So he gets 5 listings in 3 months. If he keeps doing that, that's 20 deals a year, 20 listings a year, right? That's actually way ahead of the curve in the average for realtor in the United States. And I can tell you, he's out producing that already because he's already using the other tools. That was when he just moved to San Antonio. This is the letter right here. Some of our clients door knock it. Some of them mail it first class. I do want to show you Alicia Pless, who also uses the same letter. And every time she mails it, she comes in here, she says she gets more listings. Wouldn't you like to have an activity that every time you do it, you get more listings? You should read what she's been saying. And one thing I like to show is she uses really loud color envelopes, because if it looks like junk mail, it ain't going to get open. And if it doesn't get open, there's no value in that letter. Okay. So that's a great tool there. The virtual tour, the single property website, great tools. They market the homes, they capture leads. Let me tell you something about the lead gen virtual tour. First of all, it copies, it captures leads, right? And it's going to have a pan and zoom. But some of you are with companies that have syndication software. If you're with Keller Williams, you have something called KWLS buried down in command now. And you can drop this virtual tour and they'll blast it out to more than 100 websites. And as you can see, it's going to capture leads for you. So I would recommend this highly. If you're one of the Realogy brands like Century 21 or Coldwell Banker, you have something called Dash, and they will syndicate it out as well. And this same tool is going to capture leads and send it to you. Okay. So I definitely recommend that you use that in those cases, that's for sure. If you got open house, go click edit, add the open house, use all of our tools. You get a lot of leads, buyer and seller leads, right? This home here is for sale, but it captures great listing leads. You got an open house, go check it out, but it's going to affect your home value. Get listing leads, marketing your open house. Okay, so that's the listing side. That's what you need to do. You really want to do this when you have a property just listed and when it's just sold. If you have time to do it again when it's open house, do it. But the things I've shown you, if you do that, that's going to get more business for you. Now, the ad section we were at earlier, because we talked about turning on custom audiences and retargeting. You can create listing ads here. You can also do it on the listing side, right? So I'll just show you, same thing. We're creating lead ads, we're getting pre-populated phone numbers, same look and feel on the marketing side. But there's something else very powerful in this section, and that's create a PDF report ad. So if you don't have your own listings, you got 25 reports, PDF reports for sellers and 25 for buyers, okay? So you choose, who do you want to talk with, right? Buyers or sellers? You can go over here to settings and update we've got the HomeSmart color theme here. You might not be with HomeSmart. You might be with Century 21 or Engel & Volkers or Keller Williams or whoever. And you can choose that color scheme and that will be populated through the PDF. Your picture and contact information is on every page of this PDF, okay? We were talking about the background picture for the home value page. You change that, that should be around 1,800 pixels wide. And you go do that on the landing page section. I'll show you that in a minute, okay? But anyway, here, let's just say sellers, 12 mistakes to avoid when selling a home. You click it right here, it takes you to our ad creator page. And here you got to type in the town. Let's just type in Satellite Beach, right? Satellite beach, Florida, and let's put a 30-mile radius. Wanted to go further because it's not really about satellite beach. It's about what to do when you're going to think of selling a home, right? We've got a bigger budget, 50 bucks. What I showed you there earlier from that guy that's got all these ads, those are buyer leads. And a buyer lead might be costing $1, $1.25, $1.50, right? But seller leads often cost $4 to $5 to even $7 a seller lead. So we put a bigger budget there. We're going to be charging, Facebook is going to charge your card 50 bucks. And then they're going to run this ad. And every time somebody clicks on it, they're going to chew up a little bit of your money, right? So I want to remind you, since this is for sellers, we want to click advanced options and click create new form. And we definitely want to click form questions. And we want to turn on, what is your time frame to sell? If somebody says they want to sell in less than 3 months, I hope you follow up with that lead multiple times. Okay. Now you should turn on retargeting here. And once you've got this set up, and Julie isn't set up, you'll be able to retarget your old leads. If you have custom audiences in your Facebook account, you'll be able to retarget those leads. I definitely recommend. Yeah, so you need to set that up. Yeah, I can't do it. We already talked about this, Julie, because I am not you. Okay, so set that up, and and that's it. So there's landing pages here. We create 3 landing pages. One is down payer assistance, one is new construction, and one is free home values. You can run ads on these if you want. But I wanted to show you this. If you click edit on the home value, we open it up. Give us a second. On upload an image. Okay, so you upload an image of satellite beach or something like that, right? And that's how that works. So one other thing I want to say is you definitely want, where can I find all the video replays? Yeah, exactly. That's where we're going right now. The best place is to see that is to go into the mastermind group. Let me take us to the front of the mastermind group again. And this call is being recorded, and this will be in the mastermind group. Click this magnifying glass. This is how you search, and use these words: recorded webinar. Okay. And I would look for the most recent ones. We keep adding more and more tools. You're welcome, Bettina. We talk about retargeting. I would just make it a point. We've added a lot in the past few months. Make sure you're looking at the most recent ones. And sometimes that is not that helpful, because, for instance, that one's from August 30th. If we just go to the mastermind group and scroll down, I do these calls every week. Like, we do live calls every week, right? So if you come here, here is last week, how to market just sold listings, right? You'll see here, it's going to say open house lead gen challenge. If you scroll down, watch today's webinar, top tools to get more listings. If you want listings, everybody, I talk heavily about retargeting in this class. Go watch this video. It was on November 1st. If you want more listings, go watch this video. It was posted on November 1st. Okay, does everybody get that? I think some of you want more listings. I would definitely watch it. And then just scroll down. You're going to see, Facebook ads. This is on all the ways of running Facebook ads, which you've kind of talked about a little bit today. So are there any other questions? I'm losing my voice. I've been fighting a cold for a couple weeks now. It's killing me. My throat's just getting raspy. So are there any questions that I can answer? Okay. Thank you, Julie. Well, I don't see any other questions. This call will be in the mastermind group later this afternoon. I recommend that you see the video on Facebook ads and the one on how to get more listings. I would look at these recent ones because you're going to see the latest stuff that we've done. What does it mean to place an ad for conversions instead of lead gen? You know, I can't actually remember what conversions does, but what it means is you're going to get fewer leads with phone numbers. So if you like leads with phone numbers, go, use our default lead gen stuff. And also, I want to just say that Bettina is asking about something that you see in Facebook, right? If you go into Facebook and let's see if I can get that over here. And I click on create an ad, it's going to tell you, you're going to get all these options, right? We'll give it a second to get over there. What I really want to tell you is, unless you're super advanced, I do not recommend this. I don't recommend going through Facebook at all, because there's 3 pages of stuff that you need to click to run an ad correctly. And honestly, it's so easy to run an ad incorrectly and waste your time and waste your money. Whereas in our world, there's only, there's only 1 page to create an ad. And that's because we actually have Facebook software embedded in this page. And we can tell by what you're clicking, create a listing ad, create a landing page ad, or PDF forward ad. We can tell what you're doing. We can tell whether it's early stage or late stage. And so we know, oh, you need to check these boxes, and we check them automatically in the background. Okay. You're welcome, Jason. Can I post a sold ad from an office? Yes. I'm sorry, it's good you re-asked that question. You have to do a sold ad manually because we can't grab that, but then you would do it the exact same way. Michael has a question. Does Facebook expose our ad only if you boost? We get greater coverage with L2L over and above Facebook and posting to our Facebook business page? Yes, Mike, that's what I was saying. Let me repeat that. Because it's a big question. If you boost, or if you run an ad, and I don't even recommend boosting because you have so many ways of making mistakes, but if you boost or run an ad, you're going to have huge reach. If you put, let's see here, let me show you our business page. If you put something on your business page, and, excuse me, listings to leads, let's see what, it's not going to have that much reach. It's not until you boost that we get that kind of reach, okay? So running ads is the way to do it. Running ads inside of our platform is much easier than Facebook. It's 1 click instead of 3 pages, okay? We've got 13,000 people following our business page. How many people does it reach? 131. Why is that? Because we didn't spend any money boosting this, okay? That was 5 days ago, November 3rd. It's November 8th today. 13,000 people follow our page, only 131 people see it. Do you understand that, Mike? And does everybody understand that? If you've got a business page, we'll auto post for you, but that's not going to have a lot of reach. Okay, I'm glad you got that. Julie, right now my leads go to my Facebook business suite and it's very hard to use. Yeah, well, Julie, if you start running ads with us, your leads are going to go to your CRM if you connect your CRM. They're going to get emailed to you right away. That's all I can tell you. Are there any questions for you right now? Any more questions? And then also, Julie, this is our business page. And this most recent post has to do with sold listings, how to market sold listings. you might want to watch that, right? Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me today. Please get in the mastermind group. This call is being recorded and will be in the mastermind group. And if you don't want to join me on a live call like this, don't forget that you can get in the mastermind group and watch those recorded webinars. And a lot of people ask questions that they are really helpful classes. So I recommend that you get involved there. All right, thanks everybody. Take care and keep safe. Bye-bye.